What is going on, Governor? It's Chisgule here, and today we've got a lot to talk about. We're in day 3 in the Lost Kingdom. A lot is happening. First of all, Crusader camps smashed, took them down. Second of all, Crusader forts coming up. We've got a lot to talk about how you take those down. And yeah, there's also some sweet changes to the daily chest. We're going to talk about that too. If you like Rise of Kingdoms videos where we talk about KvK strategy and execution, you should definitely like and subscribe because that's the thing we're talking about in this channel. So, my friends, a couple major updates. First of all, as your timeline progresses within the Lost Kingdom, the Crusader camps become capturable. I'm going to put some footage in over top of my talking now where you can see our attempt taking out the Crusader camp. Now, there's a couple things that are worth mentioning. First of all, we used Saladin as the primary with a peacekeeper as the secondary. Rally leader had full T5 calves. That rally was reinforced. We also had some swarming going on. Honestly, if you've got some T5s in your alliance, T5 Tech is the rally leader, then this was pretty much easy mode. Now, when you take the Crusader camp, you start getting Kingdom Honor and Alliance Honor, so you want to take that as early as possible. We didn't actually participate. I actually can't believe I woke up in time to happen to capture to record when this was happening, because, look, the sooner you capture it, the sooner you get these honor points, and that seems like a good thing. We're going to show also briefly the log, including the abilities of the commander defending the Crusader camp. Honestly, we thought this was pretty straightforward. Every alliance in our kingdom had a pretty easy time doing it. We also sent some T5s around to those different alliances to help out where needed. And although I didn't get to watch those attempts, it seems like they all went pretty darn smoothly. Where things get to be a little bit tougher is taking out the Crusader Fortress. Now, in order to understand when the Crusader Fortress is going to hit, what I would recommend is that you go in to the Lost Kingdom menu, you look at the Twilight tab, and you can see here that when the Eye for an Eye phase ends in the Kingdom Chronicles, the Crusader Fort will open 24 hours after that point. So we're going to try to schedule it so it's closer to when that happens, but also when enough people are online that they can also kind of enjoy it and, have fun taking down this objective. The fight is not going to be straightforward from what I've seen in earlier kingdoms, and I'll call out that Last Swagger has a good video on this topic. You can send cavalry rallies. Mina Tsao is the combination you want to send, and I suppose if you've got a Saladin that's in a really good place, you could have Saladin be the primary, battling into the ruined Crusader fortress. And what's important to mention is that there's going to be units that spawn that you want to go and battle when they're spawned in. In addition, you've got to have, I think, some number of armies, some number of rallies present taking the damage of the Crusader Fortress. I think it's a minimum of 3. Otherwise, the damage gets out of hand, or it starts healing, or you're just not going to win. And it's also worth mentioning that there's an AoE that if you're like a solo army and you're near the Crusader Fortress, you're just going to get wrecked. Of course, I haven't actually battled it myself. Definitely looking forward to getting footage of that within the next 24 to 48 hours, and we'll share how that attempt goes for us. The rewards for taking down the Crusader Fortress are pretty staggering. You can start to contribute toward massive, massive buffs to your kingdom when certain thresholds are met. Those donations include resources and gems, and much like an alliance donation, you can make that donation periodically. After some amount of time, you can make additional donations, and the whole kingdom is contributing toward the level of the Crusader Fortress. At the second level, you unlock 100% additional hospital capacity, which is insane. That is so important. That is so, so important for your kingdom to unlock. Now, I wouldn't say I'm an expert on these Crusader fortresses, but I am definitely, or have become, sort of an expert on buying stuff. We've been spending a fair amount of money. Now, the funny thing is that there's some sort of visual bug. There we go. we've got this to display now. The daily special offer has changed in a way that is A++. Love this change. The way that this works now is that these daily special offers include a legendary chest, and that legendary chest now changes based on the status of your own legendary commanders. This is amazing. So if you don't have Cao Cao expertise, then what you'll get from this chest is Cao Cao. Or potentially get Cao Cao. You might kind of get junk. We'll talk more about that in a second. If you already have Cao Cao expertise, then you're going to get Martel. If you also have Martel expertise, so that means you have Cao Cao and Martel expertise, then you get El Cid. So on Chisgule, we get El Cid, which is kind of awesome. But it also sort of indicates that, like, gosh, if you're buying these chests every day, and I know that means you're a pretty high spender in the game, so this is directed toward high spenders. If you are a high spender in the game, then this changes the way that you invest in events, because you know you're going to get a lot of the sculptures of first Cao Cao, both through wheel events and from purchasing, then Martel from purchasing here, and then El Cid. So it might change the approach you take for Mighty Governor, or where you put your universal sculptures. Now, the other thing that's worth mentioning is that recently they made a change so that um, when you purchase this treasure of courage, wisdom, and king, you buy all three, you're guaranteed in one of those chests to get some legendary commander sculptures, at least one, which I think is an amazing change. You could go a really long time without getting a legendary commander sculpture, and I don't know, I kind of lost interest. When I cracked open 3 of these today, when I purchased the Treasure of Courage, Treasure of Wisdom, Treasure of King, cracked it open, I got 7 sculptures, and then I got a silver key, and then I got 8 sculptures. So, uh, pretty darn incredible. I'm told that's not at all representative of what other folks were getting. So, take it with a grain of salt. I'm pretty excited to be cranking these things out on Chisgule because I've already got Cao Cao maxed. So I couldn't be buying these chests. There's no value for me. I've already got Martel maxed, so if it had rotated to that, it wouldn't have been valuable. So I'm going to be picking up El Cid now, which means I could rock an Isongye El Cid combination, which I'm really looking forward to testing out. So my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Whole heck of a lot going on in the Lost Kingdom. Things are progressing pretty nicely. I'll say that we had sort of arranged ourselves to have the maximum number of alliances rallying this Crusader Fortress. A part of the reason that the folks were able to take down the Crusader Fortress today in the first continent, I believe it was UCS that pulled that off, is that this Crusader Fortress was nerfed pretty substantially to be an objective that is now significantly more capturable. If you enjoyed my video, friends, you should definitely like and subscribe. We're going to put out these KvK videos regularly, and until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.